Andy was the first to see that the door to the hamster cage was open. The cage was empty. Evan was the one who spotted Cuddles on the desk. "Cuddles, what are you eating?" he cried. "What are you eating?" Hey guys, Bjorn here again, Goosebumps #1 Aussie fan, bringing you another book review. So yeah, I've just finished up reading Monster Blood 2, and it is one of the greatest Goosebump books of all time. I say that about every Goosebump book because technically for me, it's the greatest book series of all time, for me. But yeah, it's definitely one of the iconic ones because we have Cuddles the hamster, who's one of the world's most famous Goosebumps villains. So yeah, it's definitely a fantastic book, and let's dive in. So yeah guys, the story basically goes that there's this new bully Conan at school who's always like trying to get Evan into trouble, you know, like pounds on him and whatnot, and they have like this pet hamster, and yeah, so at their school, and basically Conan is always getting him into trouble, trying to make Evan look bad in front of Mr. Murphy, their teacher. So Evan now has to look after the hamster, you know, come after school and look after it every day, and who really wants to do that, right? So Evan's friend Andy ends up coming back visiting her aunt in Atlanta, and she ends up bringing a can of Monster Blood with her. And inside the monster, like, it's empty, right? There's obviously no Monster Blood in there, but then eventually it just magically appears and starts growing again, you know, as usual. So they decide, you know, okay, we should bury it, you know, under a tree. And so they do that, and then Andy thinks, oh, you know, maybe we should get back at, you know, Mr. Murphy, his teacher, you know, for making him stay after school looking after the hamster every day. So they go to actually dig up the can once they buried it, and basically it's not there, so they suspect that maybe Conan took it, so they sneak into his house, and they end up, you know, finding it. They nearly get caught because Trigger's dog is barking next door. So they take it, you know, and then Evan decides, oh, maybe it's too dangerous, we shouldn't do this, so he makes Andy promise, can you please bury it again, you know, make sure to bury it. So they buried it, they took it out, then they go to bury it again. But she ends up sneaking it to the school and feeding some of it to Cuddles. So the next day when they go to school, Cuddles is obviously bigger. And yeah, then the next day after that, they go back once again, and he's enormous, right? He's huge, as we see here. Basically, he's getting so big that he starts backing up against the students, you know, on the walls, and, you know, Mr. Murphy. And he gets so big that he actually picks up Conan, probably to eat him. And Evan feels the only way he's going to be able to stop this is if he grows himself. So he decides to eat some of the Monster Blood to get big. But yeah, Cuddles is obviously getting really big. He picks up Evan and goes to pin him down, and he goes to, like, you know, bite him. But then eventually just hears a pop sound, and then they both go back to normal size because they've obviously gotten just too big. And yeah, so they both go back to normal size. You know, they all think Evan is a hero, whatnot. And then the next day or so, Andy's parents end up sending her something in the mail, and it's another can of Monster Blood. So yeah, it's a fantastic Goosebump book. Definitely a maybe 7.5 out of 10 for scare factor. It's not too scary, but it is definitely a great title. Overall, it's a 10. For sure. Goosebumps approved. But yeah guys, it's one of the greatest Goosebump books. It's definitely a good read. I'm really disappointed that Cuddles wasn't in the Goosebump movie. That would have been so good. But yeah, obviously, hopefully with the sequel, he will be. I mean, in the original first draft of the script, or second draft of the script, he was in it originally. It was like kind of like Slappy's bodyguard almost. But yeah, they took him out of it, sadly. But yeah, it's definitely a great book. I would definitely recommend it to all Goosebumps fans because Cuddles is one of the most iconic monsters, which is why it's sad that he wasn't in the movie. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this book review. My next one is Night of the Living Dummy 2. But as I said, I want to try and do some skip videos. So if I don't get another video up, within the next 3 to 4 days, it's mainly because I'm working really hard, to try and get some great material out to you guys instead of just this whole talking to camera, book reviews, Goosebump trivia things. I want to get some really awesome stuff out to you guys. So yeah, please remember to comment, rate, like, share, subscribe, blah blah blah, and please like my Facebook page. Okay, I've decided if I can't get at least 100 likes in the next week, I'm gonna get rid of it. But yeah, I obviously will not get rid of this. It's my main source, as I said 100 times. But yeah, guys, hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you again soon.